Today's show is brought to you by Gamefly.com. Sign up for a premium free 30-day trial. That means one game. You can get anything you want.
Yeah.
You got Xbox, you got your PlayStation 4, you got your Switch, you got your Vita, you got your 3DS. You got all of them.
Do they do PC games?
They have like a beta thing. The last time I checked, it was in beta. But like you can download games as long as you're a member, you can play them.
Okay.
So it's not all the newest games, but they do have some stuff.
Okay.
And all you have to do, and this is just for the viewers of the Nerd Cave, is go over to www.gameflyoffer.com/nerdcave and sign up for that free trial.
Guys, it's great. They have, like you said, tons of games. And if it's a game you're not quite sure about, get it from Gamefly. You're pretty much paying like what? 14. The first 30 days is free, and then after that it's like $14.
Like I got Crash Bandicoot. Like, yeah, I want to have it, but do I really want to drop that 30 after I play it and beat it? That's it. It's going to be done. Just dust in the wind. Do I want to fart that money out?
Dust in the wind.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. Go over to www.gameflyoffer.com/nerdcave. If you don't know, guys, this is the Nerd Cave Podcast.
Yes, it is.
And my name is Zach Dykes, and I'm joined along with
Robbie Rawls.
Today is episode 222.
Like Jeff Goldblum smolder.
222. That's a lot of poop.
Dos.
Despacito.
Despacito. Despacito. You smell like burritos.
Anyway, each and every week we delve into the nerdy news that you need to know, one subject at a time, for your viewing pleasure. If you want to get it early, all you have to do is go over to patreon.com/nerdcave, support us, get it early on the live stream, or if you want the polished product, where I sit down and I get a rag out and I polish out all those stains out of there. I just get it out, all of that, make it all good, put all the lower thirds in. You can support us over there. And if you don't have the money to toss us, if you don't have that $1 or more to toss us, no problem. You can get it early, get it free, not early. You can get it free over at youtube.com/nerdcave network. And we do a thing where we break up the podcast segment by segment, so you don't have to sit down for like an hour and a half or an hour and 45 minutes. You can be like, oh, they're talking about this. I like this. Let me watch this.
Just for you.
Yeah. Just like a bad relationship, you hire us to break up your relationship.
We'll make it sure where you never, ever, ever get back together. Yeah.
All right. So,
I'm in a singing mood. It's Tay-Tay. You should appreciate it.
Yeah, but you don't sound nothing or look nothing like Tay-Tay. I'm sorry.
What you talking about?
The truth.
Am I not beautiful?
Holly might think you are. So let's get into the news. And all this news has been gathered by one of our Patreon supporters, Derek Daniel.
Earth 2 Derek, as some may know him.
Yes. First story. The CW is developing a new horror anthology series titled The Black Rose Anthology, and it's going to be written and directed entirely by women. Ooh. Similar to the other horror anthology series like FX and Ryan Murphy's American Horror Story, Sci-Fi's Terrifying series Channel Zero, and Amazon's new series, I just went with it to make it fun, new series Lore. What makes Black Rose different, though, is that it's entirely directed and written by women. The pilot episode will be written by Bolvet Govol.
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that's how she pronounces her name, and will explore some of humanity's deepest fears from a woman's unique perspective. Classic theme of terror will be tackled via vignettes and guilt, jealousy, repression, paranoia, insanity, sexual obsession, and survival through a modern and distinctly feminine lens.
You know what you can do with that? You can ask it about what it is. Just don't ask that game where it wants to go to dinner.
Wow.
What are you talking about?
They can never make up their mind.
Jesus. God almighty. Like, this is a step forward here that a whole show is like being pinned and helmed by women.
I'm excited.
And you're over here making, she can't make her mind up where to go to dinner jokes. Jesus, man.
I'm excited for the game.
Yeah, you're excited for it. Yeah, sure.
You know I love scary games.
It's not a game. It's a TV series.
TV series. Sorry, I had that.
Yeah, you were not even listening. Going. You were like a student that only was thinking about what they were thinking about and asked the question right after you tell the answer, and then you're just like.
But anyway, good for them. I'm happy. It's going to be great. Look what Wonder Woman did. It was good.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
But you just repressed every woman that watches this show.
No.
Allie, am I right?
No, you're right.
Okay, I was just making sure that I was right and you were wrong. I think it's an awesome thing, though, seeing that more females are assuming the roles of directors and writers and are getting a fair shake in Hollywood is a major step forward, because for a very long time, unless you were doing B movies or some TV series, very small stuff, you weren't getting anywhere. So I'm glad to see that this is going to be happening, and for CW to make a horror show anthology kind of, I know a lot of other places have been doing this, but to see CW step into that is going to be interesting to see what they can accomplish.
With CW, we've never seen anything scary. The scariest is Supernatural, which is, not that scary. I'm going to be honest. I love the show, but it's not scary. But seeing something come along on the scary side of things, I love scary. Mm-hmm. So I'm sure I will enjoy it.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm not going to enjoy? Inhumans.
Inhumans. I saw a trailer for it.
The trailer looked awful. Is the Inhumans doomed?
Yeah.
The short answer is yes, but we'll give you the long one. Another batch of reviews have found their way online, and it is not looking good as the Marvel series heads to IMAX screens for the next week or so, before they were replaced by It, a last-minute decision by the company. Fans have not responded well to the trailers. The first reviews were overwhelmingly negative, and the TCA panel for the series was turned into a laughingstock by members of the press. So far, it's not looking good for Inhumans. We're kind of just loosely based on the comics, says Ken Luing, who plays Kranich in the series, says below. The source of some of the mixed reactions to the little that people have seen so far is that a lot of people love the comics. They have been around for decades, and it remains to be seen how people will accept something that is its own iteration of something that's already beloved. Anson Mount, who plays Black Bolt, adds, I think that the quote unquote awkwardness at the TCAs was blown out of proportions. There was all this news that we ended the Q&A early, which we did not. It was actually scheduled to end at that time. I think people should just see the thing.
Now, usually I am always the look on the brighter side of things, the hopeful one.
Except when it deals with women and TV shows.
It was just a joke. I am respectful of all people. What?
I'm just doing a service for everybody and putting you on the right track, okay? That's my joy, my job, and my joy.
This show, I have no hope for. I think this is going to be Marvel's first
Turd.
Because you could polish a turd. You could put good actors in a turd.
But it's only going to be a polished turd with good actors in it.
Exactly.
But it's still a turd.
It's still a turd.
From the very first look of the actors and the costumes, it looked very low budget. From the trailer, looked really bad. And it being, like the actors are just kind of like, watch it and see what you think.
Lockjaw looks pretty cool.
That's the only good thing out of it. But it's going to be bad. It's not worth your time. Don't waste your time. And for them to say, oh, well, it's loosely based on the comics. And, a lot of people don't give things a good fair shake if it's not the exact thing. Any adaptation that we've gotten has been loosely based on comics. And there's been several things that have done extremely well. Look at the MCU. There's a lot of things pulled directly from the comics, but there have been changes to it.
Yeah.
And then look at any of the CW shows are loosely based on the characters. They try to adhere as close as possible, but just saying, oh, well, it's loosely based on it, that's not good enough.
Like, this could have been a great idea for a show if they would have backed it with what they should have backed it with. If it's Marvel, you can't tell me that
they ain't got the money.
You ain't got the money when you own Disney owns everything. They own us.
No, they don't.
They own me. Yeah, you really.
They don't own me.
No, they do.
No, they don't. I'm a free man.
That's what they want you to think.
But
I'm a Freemason.
No.
The only thing that Disney doesn't own is the Freemasons. The Illuminati.
National treasure.
But they can't say that. They could have thrown. I mean, they probably wiped their butts with $1,000 bills.
Who does?
Disney.
Oh, Disney.
And the Freemasons. But I mean, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah,
they could have put so much money towards this, and it actually been a good show because this is, it's a great idea for a show.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to tank because they didn't put the love and respect and tenderness that it needs.
So it needs some TLC.
It does, definitely.
They couldn't even afford a BLT. You know what is going to be good though, and what makes me very interested to see. John Bernthal is set to be working on Oscar-winning director Damon Chazelle.
Isn't that Bernthal?
What did I say?
Like Bernthal.
Whatever. John Bernthal is set to be working with Oscar-winning director Damon Chazelle. Yep.
Sure.
On First Man, playing one of the few men to set foot on the moon. He's set to play West Point and MIT graduate and former Air Force Colonel Dave Scott. He was a crew member on the Apollo 9 mission in 1969, but finally got to walk on the moon a few years later with Apollo 15. The addition of Bernthal gives Shazelle, I think it's Shazelle. A very impressive cast for First Men, including Ryan Gosling is set to play the lead role as Neil Armstrong, while the likes of Corey Stoll, Kyle Chandler, Jason Clarke, and Shea Wingman join Bernthal in the filling out the astronaut crew. They will also be joined by the Crown breakout star Claire Foy, who will be playing Armstrong's wife.
That Ryan Gosling, he's so cool.
Like, seeing Bernthal go from just being the guy on Walking Dead, he's Shane, and then
everybody hated him.
Everybody hated him, but he was good at what he did. And then you saw him become the Punisher with Marvel's Daredevil, and he's done other things, of course, but wasn't Damien the guy that did La La Land?
Yes.
Yeah. So the guy that's directing First Men also directed La La Land. Movie that I still need to watch.
I believe it's pronounced Chazelle.
Shazam?
It's a French name.
Okay.
Shazam.
So I'm excited for it getting, kind of, it's not necessarily a biopic, but it's going to be more, a truthful tell. They're going to take some liberties here and there based on a true story type deal.
Watch me do this flip.
But I'm excited for it. I look forward to it. And speaking of Bernthal, Senior Vice President of Creator and Content Development, C.B. Cebulski, this is Marvel,
Cebulski,
has hinted that another Marvel hero may be showing up in The Punisher. The most likely candidate would be, of course, Charlie Cox, which plays, as Daredevil and everything, as he's the only Defender who even knows who the Punisher is, and his love interest, Karen Page, is playing a supporting role in the series. However, and this is exciting for me, okay, because I actually like this character a lot. Some fans are speculating that it could be Moon Knight showing up in the series, as he's joining the comic book version of The Defenders, which is currently being written by Brian Michael Bendis, amazing comic book writer. Combine that with the recent reveal of God, why we gotta have, I cannot pronounce these names. Shohrer Agadalcio.
Like, give Zach a Smith or a Rogers or something.
I can hit out of the park. Supporting role as a psychiatrist and comic book readers are making the plausible leap that Mark Spector, who suffers from multiple personality disorder, might be one of her patients. See, my thing with like names, and then we'll get into that. I hate mispronouncing people's names. Like, it's one of my pet peeves.
Oh yeah.
But some of these I can't.
You're just like, let's hope for the best.
Let's hope for the best. I would used to mumble like Harrison Ford to get through those names. But
how are you doing?
Yeah, I would. But I think if we get Daredevil, which seems to be more of what it could be, I would be excited. If we get Moon Knight, that would be a huge leap forward, bringing in another smaller character, but he's an interesting character because
I mean, just like his abilities, he has the bow staff,
and like he has several different personalities. So like one is a judge and juror, like he will execute people. Then there's one that's kind of like Batman. Then there's like the billionaire playboy, and like he has several different personalities. So I'm interested to see if they do use him. How will they use him?
Who knows? He might be a friend of Oliver's with Playboy. Get it? Because it's in a whole different universe.
Yeah, I know. Oliver doesn't have any friends.
You're right, but they all die.
They all die. But I'm excited. I can't wait for... Have you seen the trailer for... It's just a little snip, little tease.
Of the Punisher?
Yeah, where he's like hammering the ground.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I can't wait for it.
It's going to be
He was so good in Daredevil Season 2.
Like, to go from Shane to the Punisher to Frank Castle. Well, probably not a huge leap.
No, not really.
But, I mean, he's spot on for what the Punisher is.
And it wasn't a huge leap, but you could definitely tell his acting chops were better than when he was Shane. Like, he was good as Shane, but him as Frank Castle was so believable and the best that I think we've seen. So I'm excited for it and can't wait for it. And you know what other people are excited for? Some Loot Crate.
Oh, I love Loot Crate.
For the listeners of the Nerd Cave podcast, Loot Crate is offering an opportunity to save 10% on any new subscription at lootcrate.com. All you have to do is enter promo BRIDGE10 for 10% savings. Loot Crate, if you don't know, is a monthly mystery crate that delivers the best geek and gamer gear, from collectibles, apparel, tech gadgets, art, and other epic gear. It's like Comic-Con in a box. Dragon Con's going on this weekend.
So it's like Dragon Con.
Yeah, or any other con in a box. Like, I'm seeing all these people getting all this cool, like swag and all this kind of stuff, and I'm like, man, I want to be at a convention, but I can't. I got work. But you know what I can do? I can sign up for Loot Crate.
Got my Loot Crate last month. Had some really great stuff in it. We actually have a video up on the Nerd Cave, so you could check out what was actually in it. If you're a Zelda fan.
Yeah.
Really cool shirt.
This month is robotic. It's going to have Aliens, Star Wars, and Blade Runner 2049. And I think there's maybe one other. So if you're into robots, as I like to call them, Loot Crate this month is going to be great for you. And all it is less than $20 a month. You get 6 to 8 items that include licensed gear, apparel, collectibles, unique one-of-a-kind items, and more. You also get a shirt. Like, that's my favorite part of it.
Something I loved out of this one is I got a print of Sauron's tower.
Yeah, the Ents. Coming after him. Yeah.
I mean, it's super
I watched the video. I edited part of it. So, you have until the 19th at 9 p.m. Pacific time to subscribe and receive that month's crate. And when the cutoff happens, that's it. It's over. The world has ended.
Yep.
By supporting Loot Crate, you support our channel. Sign up at www.trylootcrate.com/nerdcave and enter code BRIDGE10 to save 10% on any new subscription. Again, that is www.trylootcrate.com/nerdcave and enter code BRIDGE10 to save 10% on any new subscription. So, if you're into robots, this is the month for you. Now, we're into games. And before we get into the news, I started playing Call of Duty. World War II, the beta, the private beta. Our friend TJ Nori gave me a code. I was like, yo, I'm game.
So I saw it.
Yeah, I was like,
'Cause I was about to get it for us.
I was like, I'm game. So I downloaded it. I played about an hour today. I'm glad that we're no longer in the future with robots and robot legs and all the robot parts.
Oh, yeah.
Robots. But we're back in World War II. The guns feel amazing. Like, if you like shooters, and you might not like the Call of Duty method of just like keep pumping shooters out over and over again, but Call of Duty is the masterclass of gameplay, and it feels so good.
Is it bringing us back to the old days?
In my opinion, yes. Everyone is way faster than they used to be. Like the twitchy shooting crap. Like, I am not good at that. Like, it is so fast paced. Like back in the days when I used to play a lot.
Yeah.
But it's got a lot of good modes. Of course, it's got, free for all, team deathmatch, domination, which is the one that I used to play. But they've added in, I think it's called War. And it's, if you remember, like in Walker Assault on Star Wars Battlefront, it's sort of like that, where there's tiers to the mission.
Yeah.
Like I played right before I stopped. I played it where if you're on the defending side, you're having to stop the American troops from doing this. If you're on the other side, you're trying to get through that. So you have to control a command base. That's the first thing, to figure out everybody's positions. Then you have to build a bridge to get your tank through. Then you have to destroy the enemy armament supplies. And then the last thing is to guide your tank, get your tank all the way to the last objective point, which is destroy their big like rail guns that are taking down aircrafts. So it's like different parts to it. And I was playing on the Nazi side, the Axis power. They even changed that. They don't call them Nazis, they say the Axis power. And I was playing on the Axis power side, and we were at the last checkpoint. Like, they had pushed us all the way back.
Dang.
And like, we kind of rallied, and I was on a chain gun. I was mowing people down and everything. I recorded all this, so I'm gonna like edit and like put stuff out and everything. But like, we got it, and then like someone got on the tank and started mowing everybody down, and like I'm shooting the last guy like on the tank, and like he's like right about to turn the corner, and like I get shot. And then nobody's responding. Like, we had pushed them back, and the tank started backing up and everything. But then they started coming back, and it was like 10 seconds left in the game. And then like they killed me, and then they just rolled in and blew everything up. I'm like, no, why?
So close.
Why? But it's good. It's very in depth with the unlocking the weapons and everything. There's infantry, there's airmen, there's armored, mountain men, and it's like the French resistance. I can't remember where it starts with an E. Those are your 5 like classes that you can play. You can choose any of those classes, but you choose at the very beginning what you want to play mostly of, and you rank up in that class system. But you can still play as an infantryman if you want that weapon style and everything, but you get different perks, and your perks are unlocked because of your class that you play.
How close does it resemble Battlefield right now?
There's a lot of things that are very similar, but I don't feel that it's a huge ripoff.
Okay.
That's my opinion.
Like, this will probably be the first Call of Duty that I've bought in quite a few years.
Yeah, and I'm starting to consider it, at least for the story. I probably gamefly it, just that way I don't buy one. But I have enjoyed the little bit that I've played so far, but I am nowhere near as fast as everybody else. And like, and all that kind of stuff. I just get lucky every now and then.
That's hard. It's very hard. That's why I love sniping.
Yeah, and what's interesting is like each division, like they have a little intro movie like before you pick like which division you want to be in, and the snipers are the Canadians, which I love.
You do love you some Canadians.
I do love me some Canadians.
King of the Maples.
Yeah. Juice Malone. My nickname.
Okay.
Juice, my love.
What we got?
All right, so moving on to another game that we both enjoy. NBA 2K18 has a new mode that goes hand in hand with my career called The Neighborhood. NBA 2K18 loosens up its structure to allow users to pursue whatever types of activities interest them most without being restricted by where the story is taking you. It's definitely not like the progression of Spike Lee's story in NBA 2K16, says senior producer Ben Bishop. That was a very set linear story. Also, your best friend dies and has a ghost monologue for 20 freaking minutes, and that's Jesus.
We both got through with that. We were like, "What the crap?"
Oh my god, that was so bad. It
was rough.
Freak nasty is what I call it. Oh, freak nasty. This year, you begin your journey to the NBA as DJ, a former blue chip baller whose hoops career stalled out as his interest turned towards music. But after his self-imposed sabbatical, he tries to jumpstart his basketball career by entering the proving ground. In an amateur street ball event, NBA scouts attend looking for diamonds in the rough. Perform well enough, and you can earn a spot on the roster as an undrafted free agent. Following in the footsteps of social hoods like Grand Theft Auto Online, NBA 2K18 introduces a new shared space called The Neighborhood, where players can gather, socialize, shop, train, or participate in various events. This J-shaped urban area has everything you need to improve your My Player. Is that VC burning a hole in your pocket? Head over to the NBA store, Foot Locker, or Swag to purchase some of the new threads. Have you watched the trailer for
I have
this?
Yet to watch it.
It seems like it is going to be
sinking money.
Oh yeah, they're wanting you to spend some money because you can pretty much, like, unless you go looking for it on 17 and before that, like, you can get away with, you won't even see shoes that you need to buy or want to buy or anything like. But this is going to be like upfront in your face. My Park, we talked about a few weeks ago that they got rid of it because now it's The Neighborhood.
Yeah.
And for me, I hate My Park. I absolutely.
I played it a couple times.
It's not something that I enjoy, and it seems like this is going to be kind of forcing you to do that to get better, to get you through the proving ground, to get as a free agent and everything. And I'm sure there'll be some sort of story mode in here, like some little snippets and everything, kind of like the older games. But we won't be getting something that is as, like the last two that are very linear.
Yeah.
But I'm glad to see that they're trying something new, trying, something different with everything. And I'm excited for the game. And one of the other things, we got some more news. Kobe Bryant and Kevin Garnett are joining NBA 2K18. As guest commentators last year, the NBA 2K series introduced guest commentators with Chris Webber, Steve Smith, Brent Barry, and Doris Burke, joining regular analysis Kevin Harlan and Greg Anthony, depending on the game matchup. This year's visual concepts is infusing more legendary talent to the booth. By the way, Doris Burke, one of my favorite commentators of all time.
She's very good.
She's awesome. I love when she comes on, like when it's an actual real game. I'm just like, oh, it's Doris. I was like, girl, tell me what you got to say.
She's very knowledgeable.
In addition to cracking the NBA 2K18 all-time rosters for their respective teams, 5-time NBA champion Kobe Bryant and 15-time All-Star Kevin Garnett both make appearances as guest commentators. Both have recent experience working in sports broadcasting. Garnett hosted the weekly TNT breakaway show Area 21, which is aired in segments during regular NBA broadcasts, and Bryant occasionally worked with ABC's NBA broadcast team during the last season. So it's nice to see that they're bringing in more talent.
Yeah.
I know I'm kind of glad that I'm not seeing this name on there. Plus, he's actually still playing. But D Wade tried this commentating, was not good. But it's nice to see that they're trying to bring in people that know what they're talking about, that can speak eloquently and have a good rhythm when they're talking everything. So glad to see Kobe and Kevin Garnett coming in there.
I love KG. I've always liked his attitude, so I'm excited to see his side of the commentary and see what all he has to say, good and bad.
Because we got Shaquille O'Neal for a while, and I like Shaq.
I do too.
But those that loading into the game is just like, Jesus Christ, shut up and let's get into the game.
He will always be my Shazam.
Now, a Shadow of War, and this is a little bit more somber, but then I'm going to go on a tirade. Okay?
Whatever it takes.
I'm sorry, I have to do this. A Shadow of War producer is being memorialized as an orc slayer. Michael Forgey, an executive producer at Monolith, passed away from cancer in March earlier this year. Now Monolith is memorializing him as a downloadable companion in the upcoming Middle-earth Shadow of War. Forgey is transformed into Forthog, the Orc Slayer, who will randomly arrive on the scene to take out some orcs that are doing their best to ruin the player's day. As a musician, Forgey was part of a band made up of Monolith members appropriately titled Orc Slayer, making his role as a warrior with a severe orc hatred. Now, that sounds cool. I like that they're memorializing one of their fallen. You know, somebody that has worked on the game, somebody that clearly was a part of the community that was in Monolith. I love that.
I'm seeing where you're going with this next part.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
But then we keep reading.
Yep.
Forthog is downloadable content that costs $3.99, $3.50 of each purchase going to Forgey's family through December 31st, 2019. If you're going to charge for something, if you're going to, say that, oh, we're doing this in memory of him, like, I'm glad that majority of that is going to his family.
Oh, yeah.
The game comes out in October. They're giving November and December pretty much to, help the family along. But they're taking 49 cents here for their own game. I have a problem with that. And it's only 2 months. Like, it should be in perpetuity. I'm just saying.
Oh, I agree. I
have a problem with that.
Like, I don't have a problem with them charging per se. But, like, anytime we've done stuff to raise money for, we did Sacred Hearts Children's Hospital, we kept absolutely none of it.
Like, we could have, easily made, it's like, a percentage will go to this. We gave everything away. And
I think it should be the same way with this. I mean, you're helping them. And I know you probably sunk a lot of money into doing it. But, at this day and age, it would be nice to see full acts of kindness like what we're seeing in Texas right now with, random people helping save other people, no matter race, nationality, creed, or anything like that.
Yeah.
But here we are, oh yes, a vast majority of this does go to the family, but we're still pocketing some of it. We got to make some money.
Yeah, I just have a problem with that, and like Shadow of War is going to make so much money because they have deals with Tostitos, all of the orcs you can buy through loot crates and all of that kind of crap. Not loot crates, but crates. Mm-hmm. And they've put microtransactions in the game.
So they're going to make a killing, plenty to make up for, the however many thousands of dollars it took to create, what was it?
Oh, it's Forthog.
Forthog. I mean, come on, Monolith.
Yeah, it's WB. I don't think it's Monolith. I think it's WB. I know it's WB. Yeah, WB is like,
they are very about their money.
Like, everyone thinks EA is the worst publisher. No, WB is the worst publisher. Like, they are money hungry and just
sometimes doing something good, but having a little bit of negative in there can hurt you way more than you think.
Yeah. Yeah. So our thoughts go out to that family. Yeah. It's a nice sentiment, but you tripped at the finish line.
Yeah, like I said, all proceeds should have went to the family. Yeah. And like I said, it's great that y'all are doing the little bit you're doing, but like we said, it should last as long as the game lasts, and it should all go to them, in my opinion.
Yeah. Battlefield 1 in the Name of the Tsar DLC release date has been announced. Battlefield 1's upcoming expansion in the Name of the Tsar will be released for all players on September 19th. Players who own either Battlefield 1 Revolution or Battlefield 1 Premium Pass will have access to the DLC 2 weeks ahead of time on September 5th. I wonder why Battlefield is putting out a pack right before Destiny comes out.
That's why.
Because they're rivals. That's smart.
Yeah,
That's
I mean,
very smart. The expansion priced at $15 comes included with the game's $50 premium pass. In the Name of the Czar introduces 6 new maps, a new mode, new weapons, and 2 new classes. For this to be happening right now, they're playing on, okay, all these Battlefield people are fixing to jump ship to go to Destiny. Like, you can feel it in the water because it's a new game.
Oh, yeah.
Let's put out our expansion at the same time, and let's try to keep some of these people around, because you got diehard Battlefield players. And if you give them something to stick around for, some new content, they will stay there. You'll have some people still go with it, but it will hurt a little bit less, and you'll be making some money while you do it.
And it is so smart.
It's perfect timing.
Yeah. I mean, they're very business savvy.
Yeah, and just like Activision doing the Call of Duty beta right now, going into Destiny this coming up week, it's perfect timing, because you've got a essentially 3-day weekend for everybody to just spend time on that, and you get all of that free publicity. You get all of that where it's just like, oh, give us feedback so we can fix this crap, you know. So you're getting all of that worked in there. So very, very smart move. I don't know if I don't think I have the premium pass or whatever, so I'm definitely not jumping back in.
Yeah.
But, you know, for all the people that are, you know, doing it, good on you.
Yeah, like I said, they're very smart about what they're doing. They I mean, obviously they know what they're doing. They're like, yeah, you know what? Let's drop it here. You know, I don't think it's going to hurt Destiny at all.
No.
Destiny's going to have its own, you know. But, like, as someone who still enjoys playing Battlefield, I didn't get the Game Pass, so I'm still going to go play Destiny. But I still love playing Battlefield 1, but it's, you know, to each his own.
To each his own as well. More legendaries for Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go is getting 3 legendary Pokemon in raid battles around the world in the coming months.
Well, the legendary beasts are already here. Suicune, well, I don't think Suicine's there, but I know Entei, Raikou, and well, actually, and Suicune. What they're doing, they're doing like it was in the game. Raikou's here. Entei is, I think, in Europe, and Suicune is in Japan. Yeah. And after a month, they rotate. Yeah, is that what they're saying?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I thought you said in the coming months they'll be released.
No. Like, the legendaries are spending up to a month in each region. From today until September 30th, Raikou, or whatever, is in the Americas, and on September 30th, the Pokemon switch until October 31st. Then they will switch again for the final time. These will be available for a limited time.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, you know, this way here.
I had them right, though.
Yeah, you got it, man. You got it. So, yeah. If you going and you're Pokemoning, this is for you.
We actually, me and Holly went to the food court, and lo and behold, Raikou. Is it Raikou?
I don't know.
I can never remember. But it was there. And so we posted, you know, the Pokemon group and everything like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, hey, we're over here, but we're at a table at the ATM. And sure enough, there's about 6 guys and a girl sitting at the table, you know, getting ready to go down and take down Raikou. And we took him down. None of us caught it. Holly caught the second one we did that day. I'm still beastless. But it is nice having all these coming. I know a lot of people thought that once the legendary birds went away, Mewtwo would come, since we've already had Mewtwo released for the event in Japan. But I figured we would see the beast first and then Mewtwo later, which is kind of what's unfolding right now. But this is still really exciting. It'll probably be after the 3rd switch of where the legendary beasts are before Mewtwo comes out. So I'm looking at probably sometime around December.
Yeah. I like it. The legendary beast, the dogs of war, if you will, are my favorite legendaries.
Oh yeah.
So
definitely, like Trevor was like, yeah, now that I've seen Entei, I want to go watch the movie again.
Is it Suicune?
Suicune.
Whatever. Yeah. That one's my favorite.
Really, yeah.
That was my favorite.
On the game when it would just jump across the water. It was
Yeah.
the one you.
Well, and it looks really sleek as well, and it's blue.
Yeah. And, like, I want Reiku so bad because I caught all of the other ones in the old.
But not him?
I could never catch him.
Really?
Never could catch him.
Really?
And I'm going to do it. I'm going to go to every raid that I possibly can until I catch his butt. And then I'm going to be like, it's not going to fully close that wound, but it'll help sew it up a little bit. It'll put a little
You gotta
Band-Aid
have
over
like
it.
a master ball to catch them. Like, just because a lot of the times, like, if you even start, they're like a
Abra.
yeah, an abra.
Like,
I was like abracadabra. I was like abra. Yeah. They're like an abra. Like, after that first, like, if you don't, catch them or whatever, like, they're gone.
then you had to go find them again.
Yeah,
but luckily they were at the same health.
Yeah. But you had to, like, keep it just.
You couldn't kill them.
Yeah, it was bad. But there you go. For all the Pokemon Go players, that's for you.
Appreciate it.
Go catch them all. Pokemon. Bully 2 is in active development. Next game after Red Dead Redemption 2? Question mark. According to Game Zone's source, who wishes to remain anonymous, and who has knowledge of the inner workings of the studio, Bully 2 is and has been in development, and that it's the next game for Rockstar after Red Dead Redemption 2. The report, which should be taken with a big bag of salt, like so much salt that you get dehydrated from it, also states that it's currently unknown which Rockstar studio is developing Bully 2, and that while it's been in development for quite a while, there's no set release window yet, other than it's likely the next game after Resident Evil, Jesus.
Resident Dead Red 2.
Red Dead Redemption 2. They put RDR2, and I'm just like, if true, this adds further fuel to the fire, since we also reported back in April 2017 that Rockstar indeed has Bully 2 next on its plate after Red Dead Redemption 2.
Now, I'm gonna give you a break, let you cool your brain there for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Bully, I never played the first Bully game.
Yep.
I've heard great things about it.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard it from Derek, and you played it too.
Nope.
You did not play it either.
Mm-hmm.
But Derek, very high on this game, on Bully, the first one. He liked it.
Derek Diamond?
Derek Diamond. Because he's talked about it before.
Mm.
But I probably won't play it because never played the first one. Probably won't play the second one.
I'm sure that the stories don't connect. That would be my guess.
Probably not, since it's been like
other than Red Dead,
12 years.
like Red Dead Redemption will connect with Red Dead Redemption 2, but Red Dead Revolver did not connect with Red Dead Redemption. So, just like GTAs don't connect.
If it doesn't connect, then I'll probably play it.
I've got Bully on the PC on our Steam library, so maybe one day we'll play that.
One day.
Of course, the report also had a little disclaimer that development changes over time, though, so if Bully 2 for some reason takes a backseat, don't be surprised. Mind you that it's true, but again, take this rumor with a big bag of salt. So, there you go. I'm excited. I can't wait for Red Dead.
That's what I'm excited for. Loved Red Dead Redemption. I'm just ready for the second one. It needs to come out.
You know what I love as well?
What?
I love Supermassive. Supermassive made an amazing world with Until Dawn, and they put out a new trailer for the Inpatient. Creators of Until Dawn have a new trailer for the Inpatient. Supermassive Games, the developers of 2015 successful Until Dawn, has released a trailer for their new PlayStation VR title, The Inpatient. Set in the Until Dawn universe, The Inpatient takes place in Blackwood Sanatorium in the 1950s. The players take the role of an amnesic patient who has no idea why they are committed and must figure out their circumstance. The game is scheduled for release on November 21st, 2017, exclusively to the PlayStation VR. I'm excited. Something to play on the PlayStation VR. And it's in the Until Dawn universe.
Now, you had a lot of fun playing Until Dawn.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so good.
And I don't have a VR, so I'll probably just live vicariously through you on it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, it does sound really cool. I'm liking that they're coming out with more and more stuff for the VR because After that initial launch of it, there really hasn't been too much added to it.
Mm-hmm. Now, this is not in the show notes or anything, but PlayStation has stepped up their game on the Plus games for this month. We're getting Infamous Second Son, pretty good game, worth playing, beautiful. You're getting a bunch of other things, and they kind of like left this at the very end. Like you wouldn't see this if you didn't go digging, not digging. Like that's more work. Digging, like wrestling.
Wrestling's more work than normal wrestling.
Yes.
So understandable.
If you went digging, it says in the PlayStation blog post that Rigs is going to be free for PlayStation VR owners.
Heck yeah.
So, if you're a PlayStation Plus person, you can grab this title, grab a VR title, and you got one for free. And I'm going to go ahead and jump into this in just a second. I'm going to jump around. That, like, if they do this a monthly basis where they're giving VR games out, that builds up a library for you. Yeah. So you're not just, I have one VR game, and that's one of the things is VR headset's been expensive. Then you had to buy a game on top of that. And then it's like, do I want to spend this much money doing this? And then there's not a lot of games been coming out. So PlayStation putting some of that out there, I think is going to help the VR live a little bit more. And Sony has reduced the price of the PlayStation VR bundles starting on September 1st. So it's already started. It's already here. Hot on the heels of the HTC Vive's huge $200 drop and Oculus Rift's temporary reduction, Sony is cutting the price of the PlayStation VR bundles. On September 1st, the PlayStation VR Worlds bundle, which originally retailed at $499, will now sell for $449.99. This bundle comes packed with a PlayStation VR headset, camera, 2 Move controllers, and PlayStation VR Worlds. The reduced price basically gives you the camera for no extra cost. So that's awesome. So you're getting the PlayStation Worlds, which is like a demo disc. But then you're also, if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you're getting Rigs for free.
So that's an extra $20, $30 right there.
Yeah, I think Rigs, I don't know off the top of my head. I think Rigs is a $50 game.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah. I'm not sure. Allie, we look that up, see how much it is. So I'm excited. I'm glad that Sony is they're doubling down because for a while, if you follow Sony for a while, like I have, they don't like to support things that don't do well.
Yeah.
Now, how much is it? Is it $29?
I'm seeing from Best Buy it's $20.
Okay. So it's dropped pretty fast. But you look, the eye move, the toy, all this stuff that they put back in the day. You got PlayStation 3 when they had like the first time we had the Move ones and all that. Did not support it. It died very, very quickly. They didn't say much about it. Then you have the Vita. Love my Vita. It's still going. But they dropped out of supporting that very, very quickly. Like there has not been a first party Vita game in so long. It's all been third party and indie developers that's been supporting it. So if this price drop and them supporting in the PlayStation Plus doesn't, help move units, which is sold really well, I think we see VR die off in the next year.
I wished Xbox did it as quickly as Sony does, because you'll see them, like you said, they'll push it, and they're like, well, we're not getting numbers for this. Done.
Yeah.
Done. Xbox is like, maybe we can milk it a little bit longer.
Well, the problem is, like, everybody thought VR was going to be the next big thing. That is what gaming is going to be. And then we quickly saw that developers aren't making anything other than just experiences. They're not really making full games. There's limitations to VR. It's a whole slew of things that people didn't realize. And I think the gaming industry as a whole, journalists and developers were really, really hyping this thing up, and it's not done amazing.
Until I can enter a world like Sword Art Online, VR is dead to me.
Like Resident Evil 7 was pretty cool. It made me sick as all get out the night that I tried to play it. But
you also learn not to pick up the camera and move while you're in that world.
I didn't pick it up. It was somebody else that moved that thing around. Oh my God. So I'm excited to see that. I'm glad that Sony is supporting their systems, their peripherals. So keep doing that, Sony. Shuhei, I believe in you. Just let us change our names, please. Nintendo Miiverse is closing in November.
It's a sad day.
Nintendo has announced that it's shutting down the Miiverse service on November 7th at 10 p.m. Pacific across all platforms. The social network allowing users to interact and share content for the Wii U and 3DS family of handhelds started in 2012 and later expanded to include browsers and smartphones. So it's dead. It's gone.
I know we lasted like 2 weeks on it.
I didn't even do it.
I thought you got downloaded the...
Nope.
Oh, and then I only lasted 2 weeks then.
Nope. I didn't believe it. I didn't believe in it. I didn't waste my time on that. I got a Switch.
There you go.
So I supported Nintendo when I believed in them. But other than that, I didn't support them. Game of Thrones Season 2 release is on hold. Speaking with Eurogamer at Gamescom last week, Job Stauffer, head of creative communications at Telltale Games, confirmed that the studio is focusing on Batman, The Wolf Among Us Season 2, and The Walking Dead for the year ahead. With Game of Thrones taking a backseat. He says, no. Not long after the conclusion of the first season, we said we would be continuing, and we have designs on the future Telltale's Game of Thrones. Right now, that is on hold. We haven't announced it, which does not mean it's never coming. But I think we're right now anxious to get back to Wolf, Walking Dead, and Batman and see where things go with the narrative of the Game of Thrones show before we really come back to the table with something we're excited about. He added, right now we're back into being huge Game of Thrones fans, so for us to say that what will be the best follow-up to that, the first season, and when that's going to happen is too soon to say. So we're eventually going to get one.
And I know the first one wasn't amazing.
It was glitchy as all get out.
I mean, it was before. It was Telltale's back in the day.
Yeah.
But, as a Game of Thrones lover, and I know you are as well.
Dracarys.
Have you been seeing the meme? He's like, the Night King can't talk, so he can't say Drakari. That's what they blow them.
Yeah.
And so
He just pulls on the horns.
Maybe signs Dracarys.
Can he not talk? Why can't he talk?
He never talks.
Well, what if he's
He's just shy.
Like Abraham Lincoln once said about talking. You know what I'm talking about. He said
that one thing, man.
No, he was talking about if you speak, it's better to say nothing and be seen as a fool than to open your mouth and remove all doubt.
Yes. Okay.
About talking.
About that talking thing.
Wrestling, boy, and digging it.
We're digging up.
See? There you go. I got it. Just took me a second. I was in Game of Thrones land. So that's all Night King's doing. He's just proving that his point. He ain't got to talk. Everybody else, all the living, they're always talking. They talk too much. This is a bunch of this, blah, 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 blah.
Especially little.
That's a really embarrassing voice. His voice
Well, I mean,
I would laugh.
I know the last episode of the season kind of spoiled that because, obviously he did his blue fire and knocked down that deer.
Through the fire and flames.
So he could shoot fire. Shoot fire.
Far. I've been wrestling with something for a while.
Did you digging something up over there?
I'm digging something up over there. So there you go, guys. There's all the news that you need to know. I hope you enjoyed that. Now, it is our final segment of the week. It is Thursday's segment. So if you're watching this all put together, this is the segment that comes out Thursday. This is our rotating segment. We have shout out to Netflix. And it's not a Netflix show for this month. It's
I know,
an HBO
it's funny
show.
He was like, but it's not on Netflix. We're like, then why do we have it called?
Well, it's an old joke that Derek used to do, so I use it as a name. And we already said when we established this that it doesn't always have to be on Netflix. So suck it, Trebek. So shout out to Netflix is The Defiant Ones over on HBO. Very good show about Jimmy Levine and Dr. Dre and their relationship and the music industry. Very, very good. Time for Comics is today, and we'll say what we're talking about in just a second. In our book club, we're reading The Fall of Apollo?
Trials of Apollo.
Trials of Apollo. There you go. By Rick Riordan. And Animation Superstation is what? Y'all remember?
It's Weeaboo Watch One Punch Man.
Weeaboo Watch One Punch Man. There you go. So today is time for comics. And today we're talking about a little book called Locke and Key.
Now,
what were you excited? Like what? Because you were like, maybe not, and then no. What do you think? Just give it to me.
I
haven't read it in a month.
Thoroughly loved it. I like, because all the comics I've read have been the Marvel ones.
Mm-hmm.
I did start reading the Power Rangers and the DC universe. They're all not dark. Yeah. Not super dark.
Mm-hmm.
Locke and Key.
Oh yeah.
Dark.
Yeah.
You come right off the bat of
murder and family
members, and I like how it starts with once they move back into Key House.
Mm-hmm.
It's you're following Bodhi. Bodhi is the first one to figure out that he can go ghost.
Yeah.
And
like Danny Phantom.
Exactly. And as I'm sure, in the school system, I've seen some weird stuff, and I know you've probably seen some weird stuff.
Oh, yeah.
But if I had a kid drawing, what I did this summer, family died, I can die and be a ghost and fly around the house, I'm like, kid, you either have a great imagination or you are messed up in the head.
Well, if his family did die and then he's like, oh, yeah, I can, become a ghost and fly around, that would be the time to say someone needs some guidance, some counseling, talk to somebody that isn't their parents, see what's going on there.
Yeah.
That's red flag city.
And he starts becoming friends with the ring lady in the well.
The woman in the well.
And whenever you heard her voice and you see her and it's to them it's like an attractive woman.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, oh, this is some kind of demon thing.
Oh yeah. If it's down in a well,
I'm like,
if it's down in a well and it's all locked up, it's a demon.
I was like, there's no way. There's no. And then they pull down the mirror and you see it. I'm like, told you. It's like, I told you. I was like, don't trust her. And then lo and behold, she gets the anywhere key.
Mm-hmm.
And then she turns from a woman to a man.
That was the confusing part, but
to change her identity,
because
obviously she came at the end of the first run, like Zach or whatever his name
I know. I was like, man, I'm in a book.
Zach shows up and it's like,
hey guys,
she's like, it feels like we used to be old buddies. I'm like, how do you not? I know us reading it, obviously we know, but
I think Brody knows something's up. I think Brody knows. Bodie.
B-O-D-E.
Whatever. I think he knows something's up.
Because he's like, whatever.
Yeah, I think he knows something's up, but
and at the end, he's doing his little fishing thing, and he has the magnet at the end. He pulls up a key,
mm-hmm.
and it just has a head on it. Not like an actual head, but like the back of the key, like the end of it's a head. And I don't know what it goes to, but it did show, like in the art, like it shows, the head of Bodhi, but it's like an X-ray, and it shows like parts in his brains where it's like names, mom, my toys and stuff. But at the base of his like skull, where the spine connects, everything, the key that he found is inserted right there.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's something that inserts into your skin or not. I don't know why I'm sitting like this.
I don't know either. But I'm just listening at this point.
It's very interesting to read. I want to read the second book.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what's going on more in this universe, because
there's only 7 books.
Yeah.
That's the whole run, like a 7. It's done. It's not like freaking Walking Dead and you got like 300.
And it's written very interestingly.
The art's interesting as well. Like, it's not super realistic. It's got like a style to it.
Yeah.
Very gory.
A lot of blood.
You have not touched one of the most interesting characters. That's Sam, the murderer.
Yeah, I was about to get to that.
Okay. Go ahead.
You can, if you want to talk.
No.
Because I was about to say it does tackle a lot of real world issues, and I was about to bring Sam in about how he's like, hey mom, remembered when you said that if I made a high enough score on my SATs that we would talk college, and you could see his mom's over there smoking a cigarette, not giving him a care in the world. She's like, I'm going out tonight, you're staying with your father. And
his father's abusing
him. And of course, I wouldn't go as far as I would trust the lady in the picture that's in the well talking to me in my counselor's office, because when he looks at the picture of the key house, you see she pops up. She's like, "Help me!"
Yeah,
I probably wouldn't trust Demon Lady in a picture, but she talks about when he goes to prison for killing their father. He's like, you promised me a new face because what's his name? Ty.
Yeah, messed
him up with a brick pretty bad. You see.
He got off easy though, in my opinion. Like if he would have killed my father, I wouldn't have stopped until his brain was all over the ground.
It would have been hard to stop.
No, I wouldn't have. I would, and then I would eat his brain and be like, I would like, what is Heroes?
Skylar.
Is it
Siler?
Yeah. I'd be like,
but
I don't know what his powers is.
His powers was he stole other people's
No, I'm
powers.
saying like Sam's powers would be just me wanting to murder people and be schizophrenic.
Yeah. He's relatively smart.
He was very smart and very he didn't care. Like if you were in his way or you died. And that's one of the things that like DC, like you never really see the Joker go that far. A few times you do, but like this had no holds bar. It was just like bang.
Yeah.
Like the truck driver.
He deserved it.
The truck driver wasn't a good.
He wasn't a kind-hearted man.
Yeah, but like the bus driver, like the bus and everything, like
the guy in the boat.
Yeah, all of that sort of stuff. Really love the book. Very good writing. It has this like supernatural side to it, but it also has like this real world side to it.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad that there's more than just one book, and I'm curious to see what everybody else thought about it.
Be sure to let us know, like in comments, or we could talk about it in the our Facebook group over on Facebook, the Nerd Cave. I mean, it was, like I said, it was wonderfully done. And I did decide that today we're going to continue with the second book because I'm very intrigued, because I was going to read it whether or not we did it on the show anyway.
Yeah.
So
it was your turn to pick.
Yeah. So we're doing
Volume 2,
Run 2, whatever you want to.
Yeah.
Of Locke and Key. So we're going to figure out what that key that Bodhi found at the bottom of that little river lake majigger does.
Yeah. So I'm excited to read it. I haven't read the second one. I have it, but I haven't read it yet. So I'm looking forward to that.
Excited.
So again, guys, let us know what you thought of Locke and Key, the first volume, down in the comments below. We always love getting to discuss the comics and everything, so let us know. Again, we hope you enjoyed the Nerd Cave. This has been the episode 222.
The episode.
There's only one of these in existence from the Nerd Cave podcast, episode 222. So there you go. That's it. Again, guys, you can get all of this early if you go over to patreon.com/nerdcave. Toss us a few dollars. You can see it being recorded live on Patreon each and every week, except for 1 week where we do it live for everybody. And guys, you can also get some good perks. We, give out the Let's Play each week early to our Patreon supporters. We've got awesome content there just for Patreon. So definitely go support us over there. And if you can't toss us $1 or more, you can go over to youtube.com/nerdcavenetwork, where more than likely you're watching this right now. And you can get it segment by segment, day by day, until it goes up on YouTube and podcast services around the globe.
Around the world.
Yeah. So there you go, guys. It's all in the books.
It's all been laid out for you.
It was like a book that had misspellings and commas in the wrong place.
And pop-ups.
And
Written by 5-year-olds.
yeah.
Everybody loves pop-up books.
Oh, I thought you thought like pop-ups like on your like computer screen. I'm like, no one loves
Pop-up books.
Yeah.
Those are
misspellings of words. So that's my mispronunciations. But guess what, everybody? You enjoyed it. You know it.
Oh, yeah.
And
that's why you come back.
That's why you come back each and every week. So we're going to be live streaming, like always, on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So check those out. Have fun with us, just like you did today. Guys, this has been Zach.
And Robbie.
If you enjoyed that, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you want gaming content, you can go over to Nerd Cave Gaming right there. If you want to support us, you can check out Patreon right there. If you want more videos, check them out right here. Go ahead, pick one of them. I wonder which one you're going to do. If you're going to be cool, you'd pick any of them. All 4 of them. You'd be awesome.